On September the 16th, I became very ill with what I was hoping was the flu. But God had other plans for that. After several days of being sick, I was finally able to hold down water, and my fiance looked at me and said, "Can I please take you to go and see someone?" While we were explaining the symptoms of what I was experiencing during those days, the urgent care nurse looked at us and said, "Something's really wrong, you need to be seen." She wanted us to go to Spring Hill Baptist that night. While there, they performed several tests, and several hours of waiting, she came back into the room and said, "You have a mass on your brain." She continued the conversation and proceeded to tell us what she would do next. I would be transported by ambulance to Big Baptist, but I really couldn't carry on a conversation with her. All I could really do was just sit down and just pray. Ask God to have mercy. Ask Him to keep me safe, my family safe, and just to help us navigate through the unknown. Several days had followed, and a doctor walked in and said, "You have a brain tumor." That's something that you honestly never expect to hear. But you have to get through it. You put one step in front of the other, and you rely on God, because that's the only thing that He's asking you to do, to trust Him, to have no fear, to have no anger towards any of this. And the days to follow, they weren't difficult before my surgery, and they weren't even difficult after the fact. I had experienced great joy of being able to let Him be known to several individuals at that hospital. By the 10th of October, I had a follow-up appointment where they told me I was going to get some staples removed, and I was excited and nervous. I mean, hello, there's staples in the back of my head they're going to remove. They were only able to remove 2 because I started leaking some fluid from the back of my head. They said it was normal to go home to rest, and that's what we did. For 4 days, I watched my family watch me suffer, watch me be in agonizing pain. The worry on their face was just something that was just unreal. But on the 4th day, I decided I had enough, that I couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of being carried from place to place. I was tired of feeling weak. I was tired of feeling afraid. But God told me not to be afraid. He told me not to worry. He told me to put my trust in Him and continue to do that just like I had always been. We returned to Baptist that afternoon and discovered that an infection had entered my brain and in my blood. And they were either going to put a shunt in or perform a second surgery. And the second surgery it was. They went in, cleared it all up, replaced the plate, and we were good to go. After the first surgery, I thought my life had changed, but after the second surgery, it had drastically changed. The things that I took for granted were just at the forefront of my brain. I can no longer smell. I can only taste a handful of things. Walking is very difficult for me some days. My memory is hit and miss, but that's okay. I'm okay with that because that's the understanding that He wants me to have. He has given me such peace in all of this. And it's a peace that surpasses anything that I've ever experienced before. And I thank Him each and every single day, because without my family, without the incredible team of doctors, and without my faith in Christ, there wouldn't be a Brooke. And that's something to really praise. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.